Hey YouTubes, good day, God bless. Today I'm going to show you a few major errors in the Quran which proves that Muhammad absolutely was not a prophet of God and the Quran is not from God. And I would challenge any Muslim to watch this video and to try to prove what I'm saying wrong. Now, currently I'm reading Yusuf Ali's translation and we're going to be looking in Surah 2, ayahs 246 through 250. Now, let's look here. 246. It says, Hast thou not turned thy vision to the chiefs of the children of Israel after the time of Moses? They said to a prophet that was among them, Appoint for us a king. Then it goes down, Appoint for us a king that we may fight in the cause of Allah. Then 247. Their prophet said unto them, Allah hath appointed Talut as king over you. Then they start asking about the authority, how are they going to know, and stuff like that. And then in ayah 248 it says that their prophet said unto them, a sign of his, King Talut's, authority is that there shall come to you the Ark of the Covenant. Now this brings two major problems within these first three verses, and I'm going to show you. If you know the Bible, you'll know what Muhammad is talking about here, and basically what he's trying to explain is when the Israelites went to the prophet Samuel, okay, and asked for a king. Now the reason they asked for a king was because all the other nations around them at that time had kings, like the Philistines, the Amorites, the Midianites, etc., etc. Israel only had judges. That's what the entire book of Judges is about. So they go to Samuel the prophet. You know, the Quran doesn't even tell you what the prophet's name is, but I'm going to show you how we can know this. And they go to Samuel and they ask for a king. And the king that they end up getting is the King Saul. Now, here are my notes that I keep as I read the Quran. Muhammad says that the people of Israel asked the prophet Samuel for a king, and Allah gave them a king named Talut, which is Saul. This happens in 1 Samuel chapter 8, verse 10. Also, I looked up this name, and yes, the Muslims, Islamic scholars claim this is King Saul. Okay, let me show you that in the Bible really quick where this happens. 1 Samuel chapter 8, we'll look at verses 5 and 6. And said unto him, this is Samuel, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. But the thing displeased Samuel when they, the Israelites, said, Give us a king to judge us. Like I said, at that time they only had judges and all the other nations around them had kings. So they were, kind of jealous. They wanted a king too. Okay, now when we read Surah 2, ayah 248, it claims Samuel says, a sign of Talut or Saul's authority is that there shall come to Israel the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, now let's look here, just so you can see it again. Their prophet said unto them, a sign of his authority is that there shall come to you the Ark of the Covenant. Now this leads us to the first problem. Muslims need to provide book, chapter, and verse where Samuel said what Muhammad claimed Samuel said in Surah 2, ayah 248. Where did Samuel ever say that Saul's authority would be proven by Israel receiving back the Ark of the Covenant? Provide the book, chapter, and verse. If you can't, then Muhammad lied. And I know you won't be able to because of my second point. The Philistines had taken the Ark of the Covenant back in 1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 11, and they had it for 7 months. That's in 1 Samuel chapter 6, verse 1. However, they gave the Ark of the Covenant back at least 20 years before Israel asked for a king. Read 1 Samuel chapters 7, verses 1 through 2, and 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 5 through 7. So how can the Ark of the Covenant be a sign of Saul's authority when Israel already had it? Now, let's look. Here we go. 1 Samuel chapter 4, verse 11. And the ark of God was taken, and the sons of Eli, Hophni and Phinehas, were slain. So, in chapter 4 of 1 Samuel, the Philistines defeated the Israelites, and they took the Ark of the Covenant. 1 Samuel chapter 6, verse 1. And the Ark of Yahweh was in the country of the Philistines 7 months. Then, by the time you get to 1 Samuel chapter 7, verses 1 and 2, the Philistines had given the ark back. The reason they gave the ark back was because they were plagued when they took it. Okay, they tried to put it in their house of Dagon, which is the house where they kept all their gods. And Dagon, I believe, was their main god, and the statue kept falling over. Like, it fell over and broke its head, it fell over and broke its hands. Then they got mice throughout their country. Then the Philistines, they got hemorrhoids and all this stuff. So they ended up realizing that they had to get rid of the ark. So they basically sent it back after only having it for 7 months. 1 Samuel chapter 7, verses 1 and 2 say, And the men of Kirjath Jearim came and fetched up the ark of Yahweh, and brought it into the house of Abinadab in the hill, and sanctified Eleazar his son to keep the ark of Yahweh. So the Israelites received the ark back after 7 months. So the Philistines didn't have it that long. And it came to pass, while the ark abode in Kirjath Jearim, that the time was long, for it was 20 years. And all the house of Israel lamented after Yahweh. So the Philistines only had the Ark of the Covenant for 7 months, and then they sent it back to Israel. Israel kept it, okay, in Kirjath Jearim for at least 20 years. Then you get to 1 Samuel chapter 8, verses 5 through 7, where the Israelites ask Samuel, okay, for a king. So that shows us a major error because, like I said, how can the Ark of the Covenant be a sign of Saul's authority when Israel already had it? Okay, furthermore, the Israelites didn't even take the Ark of the Covenant into Jerusalem until King David, and Saul was dead by then. So this is clearly a mistake by Muhammad. Now here is a major error. This is the biggest one that I challenge any Muslim to refute. Okay, Sura2, Ayah 249. It tells us, tells us that Saul and his army, Israel, approached a river before they went to fight Goliath and the Philistines. Now I'm going to show you this real quick because this is amazing. When I saw this, you'll see Muhammad didn't know what he was talking about. So it says, Ayah 249, when Talut, King Saul, set forth with his armies, Allah, okay, he said, Allah will test you at a stream. Then basically what he goes on to say is that we're going to come to this stream, okay, and he says that anybody that sips out of the water can't go with Saul to fight the Philistines and Goliath. But if a mere sip out of his hand is excused, okay? So basically when they come to this brook, any man that drinks out of the brook with his hand will be allowed to go fight. And any man that puts his head down into the water to drink will be sent home. Okay, and this is before they go to fight Goliath and his forces, the Philistines. If you want to read this, pause it and read it. Okay, now here's the problem. So the Quran is saying that Allah tested the Israelites by saying, whoever drinks of the water will not go with the army. Okay, however, this story did not happen before Saul and Israel went to fight Goliath and the Philistines. But it happened when Gideon went to fight the Midianites way back in the book of Judges. That's chapter 7, verses 4 through 7. So this is the final error in this video. This proves the Quran can't be from God and Muhammad was not a prophet, period. I challenge any Muslim to dispute this. Now, let me show you in the Bible how we know this is Muhammad botched this. Pause the video and read this. Okay, now in this story, God is talking to Gideon, okay, before they go to fight the Midianites. Um, and what he says is the same thing. Okay, whoever drinks of this water with his tongue as a dog lappeth shall not go with Gideon. Okay, but whoever puts their hand to their mouth, okay, and drinks it, which ended up being 300, they will go and fight the Midianites. So the basic concept here is that God didn't want the Israelites to go fight the Midianites in that strong of numbers, because then the Israelites would basically think or claim that they defeated the Midianites. So God was basically sent most of them home, and that way the Israelites would defeat the Midianites with only 300 men. Therefore, they would know that it was God. They wouldn't take credit for it. But the basic point is, this is Judges chapter 7, verses 4 through 7. This is when, okay, the Israel had judges. They did not have a king yet. This was the judge Gideon. Okay, but Muhammad claims in Sura 2, like I pointed out, that Talut set forth with his armies, and that God tested them at this stream, okay, before they went to fight Goliath and his forces, the Philistines. So this is King Talut. Like it says in Ayah 247, Talut is king over you. So this is clearly when Israel had a king. But that story happened when Israel only had judges. That proves Muhammad did not know what he was talking about. He was not a prophet of God, and the Quran is absolutely not from God. And like I said, I challenge any Muslim to defend that. Good day, and God bless.